Who has leapt more countries than I have ever visited in, doing poetry and whatever crazy things Aussies do. Please welcome Thom, the world poet.
Carolyn, my favorite circus is HEB, and my favorite radio is Sam's Club. So yesterday morning I went to HEB for my first dose of circus, and they had their free cholesterol, free blood pressure tests. So I often fail those, so I thought I'd try. And she couldn't do it because I was wearing clothes at the time, so I didn't have any blood pressure, which was a really good lesson. So I thought, I've got to check this reality. So I went to Sam's Club, and this is what happened. Sign on the machine, free A1C, free blood pressure test. So I sit in front of this smart machine, assuming it can replace a human operator. Now I know the blood pressure cuff in CVS on Althoff often fails us, but this is a smart machine designed to replace us. So I sit and read, press button to start. Okay, I press the button, nothing happens. So I press the button again, nothing happens. So I press the button again, press and press and press. Then it occurs to me, if the grid goes down in Sam's Club, what chance for Walmart? Cars, homes, refrigerators, appliances, toys all rely upon computer networks. Forget privacy of your personal data. You're being tracked at all times. Oh, human GPSs. AI is everywhere. Wearable health data, medical records, Facebook postings, all accessible. Think Syria, camera drones. What happens when data is breached or networks fail? Now I'm meditating on this in Sam's Club yesterday morning, and I unhooked myself from the blood pressure cuff, gained a free sample from another computer by scanning in my Sam's Club card, and I await the rapture of the singularity, having previewed this January 9th, 2016. Leap and the net appears. My friend believes in the parking goddess. Focus, meditate, and a parking space will manifest in abundance. More place their trust in peace and prosperity with Austin-style prayers and mantras and affirmations. Most of you have faith in the net as a source of information, education, and entertainment. Every function of these books on shelves can now be Googled or Wikipedia'd. Old forms are too slow, now redundant as MySpace. Instagrams flash by, text, tweets, Pinterest, and Facebook listings. Many new apps are launched in Austin daily. So many, we all must take a leap of faith. Some will fall, some will fail. For lack of venture capital or poor administration, Yahoo is somewhat shaky. This is where I place my faith in email. I want no Hotmail or Gmail. My desire is for continuity of transmission, reception, and real response. So right now, I will take the leap and trust that you might respond to this. What will you do when the net is broken and the grid goes down? Live in a virtual or augmented reality, app or park in an iCloud. So that was yesterday. Last night I got the vibe, okay, get out, go now. I had this vibe last year, and I went down in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of no town in South Austin. I go to, of course, where Harriet's is, Strange Brew, and the timing last year was at the end of my friend Arthur Brown's set. So he comes out glitter all over him. In homage, I wear a tiny particle of it, and we rejoice because long time ago he was aligned with the people I love in Gong and Hawkwind and those crazy people. And those you know, Lemmy Kilmiss has departed, and he had a virtual funeral a few days ago. Well, Arthur is alive, and I got the vibe to go last night, but this time I was there before the set starts. This is about 9 o'clock. So I'm sitting outside in the freeze of Austin's new reality, which is heat and cold simultaneously. It's like conservative liberals and Republicans, but I digress. And through the walls, I'm hearing all the music of my childhood. I'm hearing him do "I Put a Spell on You" and Fire, and all the other bands he was in that we were support for when part for the Duchess of York in Leeds, where Crazy World of Arthur Brown meant something to the English people. And when he comes to Austin, he has to be a house painter, paint houses like Adolf Hitler. And he had to stay at UT to be a healer, you know, do spiritual studies. And that was where we met over here at the first International Poetry Festival, because he gave his all improvising on guitar. Now, that's what I love. When I saw Van Morrison do that in Birmingham, I fell in love with the concept that the moment is creatable in every moment. The structure is not necessarily, you know, the cage of the page, it's an open stage. So I digress. There he was, right near the end, and he said this. He said, "We've done our whole set. Would you mind if I make something up?" And just as I'm doing now, he held the crowd there last night at Strangebrew for another 30 minutes with completely improvised material. And that is an example of how I want to live my life.
All right, at this point, we're going to take a 10-minute break, not because we're exhausted.